Wow. Let's get right into it. Right into it. If you all watch my videos before, you know that I don't believe in coincidences. Let's put it that way. Don't believe in coincidences. Of course, everyone by now has heard that there's a mass shooting in the New York subway. And I'm looking at that, and first of all, prayers out to all the families and the people that were involved. Um, I just found something a little strange about it. And I don't know if they've actually apprehended anyone yet, the suspect. For what I'm understanding, he threw a smoke bomb and after that, basically started firing. But from looking at this, let me share this with you. This is MSN News powered by Microsoft. Let me share this with you real fast. You all have probably already seen it, but just looking at it here. You can play it right here. Let's see if there's some sound on this. Yeah, there's some sound. It's an active shooter situation right now in the city of New York. According to government officials, New York police have yet to identify a motive behind the shooting. Turn that down a tad bit. Of course, the president's been briefed about the situation, as well as the so-called mayor, Eric Adams. They're searching for the suspect at large, and we will find him, according to the NYPD. According to the NYPD. So, here's the thing. Maybe I'm the only one that finds this a little bit strange. But yesterday, did Biden not have some kind of press conference or something talking about gun control and banning what you call ghost guns? And then here we are a day later. There's a mass shooting. Now, I just don't believe in coincidences. I just believe everything happens, uh, maybe even planned. And when I'm looking at the history of it, it seems like that every time someone brings up gun control, a mass shooting happens a little while after, which leads them to more talk about gun control. And let's be completely honest, you know, leadership has been trying to do away with Second Amendment rights for a while now. And they're looking for any excuse to do so, which means that if we have no quote unquote Second Amendment rights, basically we really have no right, no feasible way to defend ourselves, our homes, our family, our personal property. We really have no way of defending ourselves. And no disrespect to the police, let's be honest. If you're in most situations, by the time the police get there, it's too late. To no fault of the police themselves. I mean, if something's happening and it take the police officer 3 or 4 minutes to get there, well, newsflash, it doesn't take 3 or 4 minutes for someone to get killed. Like anyone, hundreds of people could get killed in 3 or 4 minutes. So it's no fault of the police. They're not omnipresent. They can't be in all places at all time. They're not like God or anything. They're human beings who, they're assigned to patrol certain areas, but they can't be in all places at all time. So think about this. If your Second Amendment right is taken away, then how are you going to defend yourself? Yeah, we can say, okay, I'm going to call the police. But once again, from the time you call the police, dial 911, who's to say how long, unless you literally have, as a matter of fact, you could literally have a police officer sitting across the street from your house and someone breaks in and starts firing on you. Some person who has, an illegal gun, firearm, because let's be honest, most of these mass shootings that are happening, they're not with law-abiding citizens. They're not happening with, people who legally own firearms. They're not happening. Those aren't the people that's doing it. It's the people who are legally acquiring or obtaining firearms. Those are the ones that are doing it. So we're in a situation right now where they want to make every single person suffer because of what some bad people are doing. Think about this. If everyone had a firearm, at least one in their home, of course, you gotta, but you want to be safe. You want to make sure that it's in a safe place away from all kids. You also want to make sure everyone's trained on how to use it, those who are old enough to. And with all, using safety and all precautions, I do think you should start, training and teaching our kids about firearm safety, as early as possible, as early as they can comprehend, right? But going back to what I was saying, if there's a police officer literally across the street from where you live and someone breaks into your home, there's still not enough time for the police officer to get there and prevent it, and prevent you or from getting home, you or your family member from getting harmed. There's still not enough time for them to prevent someone from coming in, not only harming you, but also stealing your property. There's just not enough time for that. That's why, we need our self-defense. And also, you can go into the tyrannical government type of thing where we have to protect ourselves from that, because that's definitely a reason. But it seems like they're putting more emphasis on mass shootings, which they should. If there's a mass shooting, they should report it. I'm not saying that. They should report it. But the timing of the whole thing, that's my issue. Like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. You have a guy like Biden who, I mean, it's sad, it's a shame, but sometimes I don't even know if this guy realizes he's even president, which is that's another video for another time, or another podcast for another time. But you have this guy up there, someone's probably telling him what to say, which at that age, I mean, let's be honest, for the most part, when you get to a certain age and you're mentally start deteriorating a little bit, you're gonna need someone to tell you what to say. I grew up, with my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and I understand. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I know, the physical signs of it. So for them to say that he's not suffering, some mental deterioration, they're lying. But you have this guy out there talking about ghost guns and gun control, and basically he probably doesn't even know what he's saying. Someone's telling him what to do, what to say. And then here we go, maybe not even 24 hours later, maybe it's been a day already. You have a mass shooting. No suspect. They haven't identified. I read one report last night where they thought it was a black male, um, which is weird because lately, I mean, it kind of goes against their agenda that that all the crimes are happening to black people, not by black people. which I'm not saying all crimes are happening by black people. I'm just saying that's the narrative they were trying to put out, that all crimes are happening to black people. But this guy, that the suspect has not been apprehended. They're looking for him. NYPD, according to them, they're going to catch him. They're going to find him. I'm paraphrasing there, but what do you guys think about this? What do you all think about this? I mean, like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. I just think that they will. I just believe there are certain people, low people in high places, that will do anything and everything to get their point across, anything and everything to accomplish their agenda, regardless if it's mandating certain shots of vaccines, regardless if it's, forcing people to give up their Second Amendment right, their First Amendment right. Like, they're doing anything and everything to get it done, regardless if it's, you can be looking at forcing everyone to have all electric vehicles. How do you do that? Well, you take away gas. You take away the resource or the source to fuel your car. You take that away, then it's like, okay, well, now you got to drive. You got to drive all electric. Just saying. It seemed like all of that is happening, along with a so-called pandemic, which has been proven that they've lied about the numbers, the number of deaths. They've lied about the effectiveness of vaccines. Yes, they have. And then there are questions about the so-called America's health expert, his past, the shady things he's done. You've all read the books about it. If you've done your own research and not just relied on CNN, MSNBC, or Fox, or CBS, or ABC, whatever, if you've done your own research, you'll see that there are a lot of freaking questions there. Enough questions to make you wonder if you should be listening to this guy. The whole leadership right now, there are certain questions. There's certain things that they're doing that should make you question them. And naturally, you should question things. Like, you shouldn't just get up and just be like, oh, okay, we'll just do it. Whatever they say, just do it. Whatever they say, just do it. It's for your safety. I'll tell you this. Go ask the Jews about it's for your safety. Go ask them about that. But I don't think it's a coincidence. It's just me. Because so many things have happened in the past. Let's just take the past 2.5 years. So many things have happened. You could say it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence that the election seemed to be rigged, or there are questions about ballots, the machines that count the ballots, or mail-in ballots, whatever. There's just coincidence that all that happened, right? So I'm getting a phone call right in the middle of a live. Wow. I have no idea who it is, but we're going to shut that one off, and we're going to shut this phone. Maybe it's somebody calling to agree with me. How about that? But yeah, and not only that, you got the mandate of vaccines, the mask mandates, a virus, a so-called virus that we don't know. It's still not 100% sure where it came from. Let's be honest. No one has 100% says where it came from. And then when you get to the vaccines, it's like it's like a conflict of interest, because everyone who wants to mandate these things are getting crazy paid. Like, their next 10 generations of their families taken care of off of this. But you expect anyone to believe that you're really concerned about their safety? Look how many people become unhealthy or die from sugar or salt every day, every week, every month, every year. If certain people were really concerned about our safety and our health, why not just ban sugar? Why not just ban salt? Think about that. But yet they want to mandate certain things because it's for your safety. Think about that for a minute. Because I'm sure these so-called, or America's so-called favorite health expert, he knows the effects of I'm pretty sure he knows the effects that too much sugar can have on the body, too much salt can have on the body, or just the immune system for that, the effects that it can have on the immune system for that matter. I'm sure he knows that if he's, as perfect as everyone paints him out to be. I'm sure. But that's just my opinion on that. I don't believe in coincidences. You know, I can't wait to see who they're gonna say the suspect is and what's gonna be his reason for his motive for doing this. Because if I read in one article, it was saying that, they're not for sure what the motive was. We'll see. They said it was a black man. What are they gonna say? He was a victim of racism, so it led him to, you know, to a mass shooting. I could see them rolling with that one. I could definitely see that. Oh, he lost his job due to the pandemic, and that's what caused it, which shows you how serious the pandemic was or is. I could see them saying that. I could see them even bringing someone in that's probably not even a black person. Say, oh, yeah, well, it was mistaken identity. It wasn't that person. It was this person. I could see that. But I don't know. What do you all think about this? Is it a coincidence? And if it is, explain to me when it's not a coincidence, when something's not a coincidence. Explain that to me. Because everything for the past 2 years has either been a coincidence or a conspiracy theory. No one can ever just come out and say, you know what? Yeah, that's what the heck happened. That's what it is. It is what it is. No one can say that. No one can say that. Regardless if it's some governor, some you know, uh mayor, senator, you know, city council person, congressman or woman, whatever. No one can just say, look, yeah, it is what it is. It's just it's crazy how much double talk goes on with people in the media. And it's weird because the media like to make fun of politicians for double talking, but they feed into that stuff. It's not like they're exactly telling the truth about everything. Just saying. Anyways, please, um, please give this video a like. Please subscribe to the channel. And also you can find the podcast on your major podcast platforms. Tirade TV. Glad you watched, you listened, and be blessed.